What's good, people? What's good? What it do? What it do? My boy Banks, what up, though? It's in the building. Detroit is in the building. My boy, see you later. Eric, what's good? I'm gonna call you Mouse. Mouse was good. D Bonner was good. Tim was good. DC Static was good. This drama's still going on. Yo, I don't like it. Let's get the likes up. I do not like what happened to Jeanie Bus. She did some creepy stuff, man. I don't like what she did, man. And I see some people in the comments it's like nobody owe nobody nothing. Like, do they know what Jerry West did for the Lakers? Like for her to sit there and I'm waiting for some more people to really go in on her because and this I ain't let me see if Trevor Lane and them and I hate to really bring Trevor Lane name up, but he has a big platform and I think he can do damage. I wish I had like a platform that size because he could put a lot of stuff in perspective. You got to honor your word, but she's fake because yeah, her dad rolling the great. Let me tell you how she fake. She sat there and said, "Oh, people complain about me giving Kobe the money. We Lakers, we take care of our players. We take care of our players, you know, and this and that. And that's why we did Kobe. We know Kobe was past his prime, but we take care of our players. And I think she totally out of line. You saying you take care of your players. I'm gonna get into Jerry West. What's good, Malik? Ernesto, what's good? I'm gonna get into Jerry West in a minute. How Jerry West portrayed the Lakers, Mouse. I want to hear how he portrayed the Lakers. Why you delete your comment? How Jerry West portrayed the Lakers? I would definitely want to know that. When Jerry West was with the Warriors, what happened when Jerry West was with the Warriors? Hell yeah, when he went down, it went downhill because you got kids don't really understand the basketball. She talked that talk. Oh, this Laker tradition. That's why it's supposedly they hired Rob because they wanted somebody who really know Lakers tradition. They said that because Rob been Kobe agent that he know Laker temperature and simple fact that he know Laker temperature and know the what the brand means. That's why they hired him. And I'm about to bomb her in 2 seconds. Jeanie focus on Jeanie. She should be focused on trades. Didn't he draft Stephen Clay? I'm not sure about was he there with Stephen Clay, but I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about what he did for the Lakers. I'm about to go in on her for real, for real. Not Magic, not Kobe, Jerry West. All that she talk, all that Laker tradition, Laker foundation, the great history of the Lakers. Who you think built the history of the Lakers? Who you think built it? Like she come on, and this is bad. She come on talk about. She always talk about Laker pride. I bleed purple and gold. The Lakers this, the Lakers that. Do you know who built that? How it got started? She's older than me, so and she's around it. I'm nowhere near that. There's no way in the world she shouldn't know these things. There's no way in the world she shouldn't know these things. How? Jerry West built that. When him and Pat Riley, they said the running game, Showtime. They invented that. Listen, him and Pat Riley, we need to get this thing going. The owner, don't get me wrong, I give the owner props too. It was the owner, Jerry West, and Pat Riley. The owner said, "Man, I'm gonna put stars." He had the vision, but Jerry West and them put it together and the style of play, and he did that. Byron Scott, he got Byron Scott. He got James Worthy. He got Magic Johnson. Like, are you serious? Look what Jerry West done as a general manager. He made the trade for Kobe. The shit with Shaq, I remember like yesterday. I'm old enough. I remember clear as day. July 18th. Jerry West, after he finally finished and hammered the deal for Shaq, and he closed the deal out on Shaq. When he closed the deal out on Shaq, he had the they say he had the I don't know, I don't think it's in the hospital, but he had to like shut it down for like I think a week. He said that shit took so much out of him, the planning, going back and forth, trying to get Shaq. You know, all that he put into it. And then when he had to even get rid of Anthony Pillar and George Lynch, and then they was like the money, they was getting some more. And then the next move he would have to make, he would have to renounce Eldon Campbell. Because if Shaq, if Miami would have jumped some more, he would have to renounce Eldon Campbell. And he didn't want to do that. He told Shaq, he said, "Listen here, man. I done push all my resource out there, man. I put every resource out there, but at the end of the day, I want you to win, man. I want you to win, and we need Eldon Campbell. We depleted. We got rid of Anthony Pillar and George Lynch because we had to clear more space." He said, "Yo, man." And he basically told Shaq straight up. He said, "This is the number we going." He said, "If I renounce Big Eldon, you ain't gonna have much around you." He kicked it to Shaq like that. He had the vision of Kobe. He told him this gonna be the guy. He said, "Yo, just be patient. This gonna be the guy." And then not only that, he got he gave them the alley oop for Paul Gasol when he was in Memphis. He was in Memphis. He felt that Marc Gasol was gonna be good, but he looked out for the Lakers. He could have been on some petty shit, and people talking about. I'm saying people, "Oh man, but look what he did. He called the Lakers a shithole and stuff like that." After he left, let me tell you something. You know why the reason he left? He left because of Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson and Jeanie Buss was dating, was going together. That was her man, right? And Phil Jackson, I heard this from reliable source. They said Phil Jackson was treating him like sunning him out of shit. Like didn't want to talk, and like he was Jerry West was trying to like build with him, like far as roster construction and things like that. He acted real shitty to Jerry Buss. To Jerry West. And like I said, I didn't really want to get in deep into this because I didn't think that people really was going to care. But it's weird because Jim Buss, him and Phil didn't get along, right? And Jim Buss and Jerry West was cool. Jim Buss and Jerry West was cool. They both wasn't really feeling Phil Jackson. So Jerry West, a class act that he is, you know what I mean? Because they was bumping heads. They said Phil did the same thing like with Mark Jackson. Same thing with Mark Jackson as far as like not wanting management in their practice. Now I'm gonna go in because it's like I'm tired of it now. I just ain't want to keep the thing, and I ain't really want to talk about every little thing. But he was getting mad. Phil was getting mad, and some tension came when during the practice. Jerry West, like he's a baller. He's a lifer, you know. And Jerry West came and should come and guys to cater to him, not cater to him, but he's there. And so he'd be like, and he like on during practice, a guy like move around, and he'd tell him like he'd give the guy some pointers. And they said Phil Jackson was like, "Yo, this is my team," and they got into some words. You know what I mean? Your job is upstairs. I don't bother you with your job. Don't come down here. Him and Phil Jackson got into some words. It never was a thing. Jerry West resigned right afterwards. He resigned. Jerry West resigned. You know, he didn't want no parts of that. He resigned. And another thing, people saying, oh, he called the Lakers a shithole. If you recruiting and you recruiting, right? He don't work for the Lakers. The Lakers really shitted on him. He wanted to come back. All he asked for, and Magic played the part in that too. Magic played the part in that too. Because Magic could have let him, and this is the thing, this is why I'm saying egos. This is where egos came in. Jerry West is the most humblest person there is, man. Jerry West tell you time and time again, I don't care about the logo. Yeah, I don't think I should be in the logo. Y'all can give it to somebody else. He don't like that. He don't like the attention. When every time it's credit, he stay back. He don't want it. He don't be wanting the credit. The Lakers, this man bleed purple and gold. Don't you know? And then Jeanie, Jerry West can't even sit there and watch a game. He used to sit in the aisle in the stands and watch it like this. It bothers him so much. And you said Jerry West a snake. How he's a snake? But how Jerry West a snake, SD Hydro? He done shady stuff with tampering. Don't got nothing to do with being a snake. That's more breaking the rule. Come on, SD Hydro. Tampering, if you said shady stuff with tampering don't have nothing to do with being shady. You breaking the rules. And as far as he worked for the Clippers. So if he worked for the Clippers, SD Hydro, let me break something down to you, bro. Just have an open mind. You saying because he worked for the Clippers. Number one, he live in Clippers is convenient for him because he live in Los Angeles. And he's older. He was working for Memphis, and it drained him. He wanted to get closer. Then he started working with the Warriors. Then he stopped because he wanted to go back to LA. It's two teams in Los Angeles. The Lakers ain't one of them. If Clippers offering a job, this guy got an itch for it. He got the passion. He loved the scouting. He loved the willing and dealing. He wanted to come back to the NBA. How is he wrong by taking the Clippers job? He's not wrong. And then he said talking trash about the Lakers. If you recruiting and a player on the opposite team, you're going to highlight something that's major that might could tip the scale. So for you sitting there saying, why would you want to go to that shithole? Which is true. It is. Look what went on from the gate. Look what went on from the time the father died. The family back and forth, beefing. Jeanie and Mitch. And this is why Jeanie is full of shit. And this is why she don't know about basketball, and then she want to talk about optics. When she gave Kobe the extra all that money, she said she is justified because all of the 20 years, we Lakers, we take care of our players. We want free agents to know that we take care of players, our former players, right? Jerry West come to every ceremony. You know what I mean? He's there. You know what I mean? It hurt you. Obviously, it crushed him that he couldn't get the job, and he went to them. And he know, like, I built this. All this legacy, all these championships, I built that. He did that. Magic ain't do it. Jerry West did more for the Lakers than Magic, Shaq, Kobe, everybody. Who did more for the Lakers than Jerry West? Tell me who did more for Jerry West. He saw the talent, got Pat Riley. Coaching is very important. James Worthy, Byron Scott, AC Green, Michael Thompson. He built that. And another thing, you said you want to honor your father wishes with Jim Buss. Everybody and your mother told you when you signed Luau Deng and Timothy Mozgov. Timothy Mozgov signed June 30th at 12:01. Well, it's technically July 1st, technically, but it's really June 30th. 12:01, Timothy Mozgov signed. Luau Deng signed on the 1st. Luau Deng signed, 4th of July. People went to Jeanie. Yo, he trying to ruin, because he said, if I don't go to the Western Conference Final next year, I'm going to step down. He gave her a promise. Free agency start. Hassan Whiteside went to Miami. And a couple other guys that the Lakers, Kyle Lowry, I think he's a free agent at the time. He signed with Toronto. As a cool, the Lakers, I believe, was Kyle Lowry. I definitely know it was Hassan Whiteside, and a few other guys. A few other guys went there, right? So they have nothing. He know right then and there, my chances is done. I no way in the world I'm going to the Western Conference Final. I got a young team. Yeah, like D'Angelo Russell at the time. He had a young team. He knew he was not going to the finals. He knew right there he not going to the finals. So the Western Conference Finals. So he gave Timothy Mozgov a contract, a guy that didn't do anything, a guy with just nothing. Look at his play and his stats. Near one of them leveled up. You give him a $64 million contract, fully guaranteed. No outs. And I remember when he first did it, people was like, what? People were like, it's probably out. It's probably opt-out team option in the second year. Fully guaranteed for 4 years. Timothy Mozgov didn't have that type of leverage. If they would have sat there and said 2 years, he didn't have that type of leverage to sit there and be like, no, 4 years. He didn't. Jim Buss didn't care. Same with Luau Deng. Luau Deng sat there and they gave Luau Deng 4 years. $72 million. And there's already rumors that he's supposed to be 4 years older than what he actually is. And his game's been declining from the longest. You had a chance to get out that contract right then and there. You could have said, forget optics. I don't care how it looks. Okay, I know y'all agreed to terms, but I'm stepping in right now. Call Luau Deng agent and Timothy Mozgov agent. Be like, listen, I don't know what my brother doing, but he don't have the final say. I apologize. I know he agreed to a 4-year deal for you guys, but let's come to some type of agreement. You know what I mean? I do the 2. I could keep y'all at everybody knew that was high. But I'll keep y'all at the same number, but for 2 years. So Timothy Mozgov, I keep you for, instead of 64 million, I give you 32 million. I give you 32 million for 2 years. That's a lot. But you still getting paid way more than market value. But I understand my brother that negotiate a deal that we just cannot do. I do that. So they'd have been more than happy with that. Same with Luau Deng. I understand you could have jumped right in and be like, listen, either y'all gonna take the 2-year deal or it's nothing. Or we go back with 70 million and free agency. We go right back with free agency. We go right back into free agency with fresh 70 million. But you weren't about optics. But you didn't want to step in Because you worry about the optics because it don't look good. They already agreed to terms, even though it's not finalized. It don't get finalized to the ninth. You worry about that. But here it is, a man that's 80 years old. No, he's old. It's not like he's 21. He's old. Jerry West, 80. Let me see how old Jerry West is. Here it is. This man is old. He's not gonna be at every game. That's number one. You know what I mean? And my thing is, everybody and their mother know he built it. All that you saying about yeah, the franchise, we Laker the Laker way, which you had nothing to do with nothing. You just his daughter. You didn't do anything. This man built that. That legacy, that 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 thing, that Laker thing that is all 83. Thank you. 83 years old. So here it is, a man 83 years old. Now you in front of millions of people. And he sat there and said, her father promised me lifetime Laker ticket. Even if he didn't promise him that. Everybody and their mother know what this man done to the franchise. Everybody and their mother know what he done for that franchise. Let this 83, like, he might not even live maybe another 5. I'll be living longer than that, but I'm just saying. But it's not hurting. A seat? What he done? You don't care about optics now, yo, and then you text message, even you sent somebody to do it. You the head in charge. And I see people, somebody made a video to about F Rob. Rob Pelinka don't have nothing, and LeBron James and Rob Pelinka don't have nothing to do with it. I seen people, I said people are sick. People are sick. People sitting there, LeBron James, because he probably got something to do with it. Him and Jerry West don't like each other. F Rob Pelinka. Rob Pelinka come through. Rob Pelinka and LeBron James has nothing to do with that. That's strictly Jeanie Buss. Strictly Jeanie Buss. Strictly. You can't put nobody aside that. That's her thing, her call. But you didn't worry about optics where you could have stepped in and stopped the luau thing and the luau thing and Moscow contract. You ain't worried about it then. You still went on to it. But when it comes to a guy that built it, when it left Minneapolis with George Mikan and came to Los Angeles, this man held it down. 9 finals appearances. He got that title. He got the prestige, that Laker brand. He got it up there. It's Lakers Celtics. He got that rivalry cooking. That Lakers Celtics. It started then. Blood, sweat, and tears. He kept losing to them guys. Them guys had 10 Hall of Famers. They couldn't get it done. They finally got it done. This man is the logo. A Hall of Fame player. Hall of Fame general manager, Hall of Fame person. And you're going to worry about optics now? I mean, now you're going to throw away all that and say, you want to text mess his wife. Like he said, they couldn't even have the balls to call and say it to me. You text message his wife and sit there and say, we no longer honoring the season tickets. I don't care if he with the Clippers. Everybody know where his heart is at. If his heart wasn't there, he'd be like, I don't need to go to no Laker game. He wouldn't care about a Laker. This is how stupid she is. If he didn't care about the Lakers, why would he? Obviously, he must be at the Laker game from took away tickets. I don't think he just, if he don't go to Laker game and he just going to Clipper, I don't think it would be an issue. He don't even travel with the team. He's older now. The Lakers probably playing his day. He's still going to Laker game. It's different. Let that man live his life out, man. Obviously, go to Laker game. If he go to Laker game, that means he cares. He always said how he cared about the Lakers. And Magic, and what I don't respect about Magic, you did all that you did all that, and all this man said, He just want to be a consultant. He just want to be a consultant. That's it. A consultant. Meaning he don't have no final say or nothing. He don't. He don't have no final say. Magic, you running the team. He just consultant. He just come to you and run things by you. And y'all can talk basketball. And Magic full of shit because I remember clear as day before Jeanie offered him the job and they was killing when they was killing Jim Buss and Mitch Kupchak when they was killing them. I remember clear as day Magic said the problem is they don't got enough basketball minds there. They don't got the basketball minds. They don't have enough. He said there's no way Jerry West shouldn't be over in Oak. I swear to God, Magic said this. Jerry West shouldn't be up in with the Warriors. He need to be with the Lakers. He need to be with the Lakers. They don't have enough basketball minds there. When you get enough basketball minds, he said that right on the thing with him, Wilbon. It was Magic, Wilbon, and them on the thing. I remember clear as day when we had the guys there, the young players there. We had the young guys and the Lakers stuff. Magic said, it still bothers me to see this team lose. Yes, it still bothers me. He went up there and big things said they didn't have enough basketball minds. Why Jerry West not there? He clearly said that. Then turn around when he gets the job. And Jerry West went right when Jimmy Buss and them go. He said, "Yo, I'm available. I'm for y'all." He said, "I just want to work." He said, "I'll be a consultant. I don't need to do the day-to-day thing." Magic stopped that. Jeanie probably ain't cared much because I don't know if they got to some words with the Phil Jackson thing, but it went ugly with the Phil Jackson thing, and I don't know if Jeanie became involved in that. But Magic did that. And Magic thing was, and I broke this too. Magic thing was he felt that Jerry West would have been getting all the credit. Like when they saying Jerry West built, everybody give Jerry West most of the credit more than Bob Myers. And I feel Bob Myers do deserve credit. Everybody, oh, Jerry West did this because Kevin Durant spoke highly of Jerry West when Jerry West did the pitch for them, and Jerry West jumped in and he said he gonna quit for the Kevin Love. He said you better not trade. He said I don't get involved and this and that and that. He said y'all know I don't do, and this is how the classy he is. This man jumped in a way, and he said I never done this before. He said y'all cannot make this deal. You cannot. He said that'd be the biggest mistake you made, trading Klay Thompson for Kevin Love. He's had to be the biggest mistake you made, and I had to step down. He said, "Cause I can't sit back and watch it because I know it's gonna explode. You got to keep these two guys in the backcourt together." They did that, and then when he talked to Kevin Durant, he kind of like knelt that deal. Kevin Durant spoke on that, which I still feel Bob Myers and them do deserve credit. They do, but Magic and them felt that hey. He gonna get all the credit. He gonna get all the credit. But Magic can't think like that. You being a hypocrite because you sat there and said when Jim Buss in there, all the basketball minds should be in Laker organization. Former Lakers, everybody, they should have nothing but basketball minds there. Magic clearly said that. Magic clearly said that. He clearly said that. So you got opportunity to have another basketball mind. You worrying about if things go by, you're not gonna get your credit. But then you turn around and quit. You turn around and quit. You did all that for this man, and this man still work with the Warriors, and he much older than you. Jerry West is much older than Magic Johnson, and he's still involved in it, and Magic quit. So that means he still would have been involved with the Lakers. So that's what I said. Magic is a clown. If you're gonna do all that, you got to be all in. You got to be all in. You said Rob Pelinka don't spot strike out. I think Rob Pelinka. I'm gonna trust Kobe. I believe he's a basketball mind. He's an agent. He's a good talker. I believe he's a basketball mind. I believe that. I believe that. But who cares about credit? You can't sit there and say this about Jim Buss and Mitch Kupchak and then turn around when you get the opportunity, you don't say shit. Like, you know what I mean? You can't do that. You don't know when they told Jerry West this? It don't matter when they told him that. It doesn't matter when. It don't matter when they told Jerry West that. The bottom line is they told him that and they texted his wife. And I believe it must have been this year, maybe when the new year started. Nah, Jerry West don't got nothing to do with um I mean Rob Plinker don't got nothing to do with this Desmond. This don't have nothing to do with this strictly Jeanie Buss. This strictly Jeanie Buss. Nah, it wasn't before. No, 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 no. It wasn't before Jeanie took over. It wasn't before Jeanie took over. How? He still had tickets. No one. It wasn't before Jeanie took over. You telling me stop talking when this went down? Jeanie did that. Jeanie did that. You just want to get into an argument. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you. It's common sense. It was after she took over. Why would he bring up something years later? You just want to argue. Like y'all guys are sick on. You got to be a sick man. You clearly. I'm pretty sure you're not that stupid. It's clear as day. I'm not saying it was yesterday. It could have been the start of the season, but it's fresh. This is something that just happened. Jeanie had the team three or 4 years now. You think that's happened 4 years? Like, come on. I'm talking as things a matter of fact. Everything I'm saying is a fact. Because number one, I heard out of Magic mouth, he said the Lakers need to have basketball minds. You saying why he making public? What's wrong with him making it public? Why should he keep something like that private? I'll make that public too. You take my tickets, I'm going to expose you. Why he had to keep being a gentleman? Like, think about it. Jerry West had to keep being a gentleman. You did him wrong, so he's supposed to sit back and not say nothing. He's supposed to expose them. He could have went to why he going to her private? She ain't give a fuck about him. She text messaged wife. You supposed to know this man for 40 years. You knew this man. Over 40 something years, Jeanie knew this man. If you knew this man for 40 years, why in the hell you couldn't even call him and say that? Why you couldn't call him and say that? You could have called him and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. And that still shouldn't have been it. But you can't get mad. See, this is my thing. Kids Talk said, how you gonna say it's a shithole and still expect to have tickets? Right? This is my thing. I'm gonna keep it 100% right now. Even if they're not on speaker, it doesn't matter. They don't have to be on speaking terms, right? This is my thing, right? Who the fuck cares if somebody talk behind their back? It was a leak audio. A leak audio. He trying to recruit a player. And technically it was a mess. That thing they was on there, Everyday Magic went on first take. Look, you saying what Jerry West did. Magic did way worse than what Jerry West did. She's still cool with Magic. All he said in a private conversation. This is a private, see, y'all not looking at that. This is a private conversation. He said a shithole of organization. He ain't diss her personally. He said shit, and it was. You got Magic going on from one show. Magic went on tour tearing down the Lakers. On tour. Magic went from Stephen A. Smith. He's on the other shows. He's going show for show, tearing down the Lakers. On tour, tearing them down in public. Jerry West ain't tear them down in public. Jerry West ain't tear them down in public. He just said a shithole organization. And he's saying something that we all as fans at that time was going crazy. We all was pissed off. People like, oh my God, look when LeBron walked in. LeBron even was sick. You right, Reg? LeBron even was sick. They's like, damn, this LeBron ain't signed up for this. Magic quit. Magic, this is why I don't respect Magic. You did all that when Jerry West asked to be, and then mind you, Jerry West's son was working for the Lakers still. He still was working for the Lakers. He still was working for the Lakers. He didn't see no elevation and coming up, and that's when he moved to the Clippers. You said, do I know the real reason why they got beef? I just said, I believe it started over the Phil Jackson thing. Even if you do have beef, see, y'all looking at it wrong, right? If I got a problem, I understand it's deeper than tickets, but this is what she did, though. This is what she did. You know what I mean? Even if it is deeper than that, right? Her and Jeanie and his beef is deeper. Let's say it is, right? But still, on the strength that your baby you call, he got that thing rocking. It was him. It was him. He got that organization franchise. If it's tick, I'm letting him rock. That's my father honor. You honor your father in every which way, but you don't want to honor with over some bullshit. And it was never personal. Jay West ain't have no issues with you. It was with Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson started this bullshit. Yeah, I know how women are, but it's still, he did every right by going out and saying it in public. He did every right. You're right. Exactly. She's emotional. And she's running the team to the ground. She's running the team to the ground. You just don't do that. That's like right now, one of you guys talk behind my back, right? One of y'all talking behind my back. But y'all say something that's is not. Let's say, for instance, y'all say, I don't like Kareem panel. Kareem is too much arguing and they over talk and let's say all this shit y'all somebody say behind my back, right? Ain't meant for me to know. If there's somebody record one of y'all saying that, y'all ain't personally as me. Y'all not saying y'all hate me. Y'all not saying y'all hope something happened to me and my kids. Y'all ain't saying none of that. Y'all basically saying I don't like the way he run his panel. They do this, they do that. Y'all strictly on my panel, right? And then one of y'all still subscribe to me. Y'all still support me, but y'all just don't like that, right? But y'all talk behind my back. And let's say someone come and show me, and one of you guys did. I dropped the link. You think I'm not going to? You think I'm not going to hit you guys on the link? It's not that serious. It's not that serious. I'm not going to be, because I'm looked at, it's not you didn't disrespect me, and it's the truth. And then not only he's saying this is a bargaining tool. You want to go over there? Look what's going on over there. Look what was going on. Magic stepped down. Magic had no respect for them. He talked about, oh, Jeanie, my sister, and all this nonsense. Magic stepped down. These young kids was about to play the last game of the season. And he stepped down before the game. He could have waited, even if he waited two days later. What was the rush? Why you had to do it before the game? Then you went in telling all types shit. Oh, they listen to Kurt Rambis' wife. Kurt Rambis' wife got Jeanie ear. They listen to her. Oh, who's Tim Harris? Tim Harris is a guy that he's a personnel and he making decisions. Nobody named mother even heard of Tim Harris to Magic. Magic talked all their dirty laundry. Jeanie forgave him and they still cool. Jeanie don't got no business. Stay out of a man's business. If Jerry West and Phil Jackson got problems, I started over that, I'm pretty sure. Because I can't picture an older man and she's a younger woman and she really had nothing to do with the basketball side. I can't picture them getting into anything personally. I just can't picture that. I cannot. No, I was not there. And if I know the guy always say, oh, you talk like you did. It's not the point I'm talking now, I'm there. Just think about it. Think of Jerry West's character. He's showed nothing but class. I cannot picture him. It's not like they're the same age. It's not like he's a young boy. He's older than Jeanie. He's a basketball guy. She's not. The father was still alive at the time. She going with Phil Jackson. Him and Phil Jackson got clashed. So if him and Phil Jackson clash, hey, that has nothing to do with you. You knew this man before Phil Jackson. You knew Jerry West since 1980. You knew this man since way before you knew Phil Jackson. So you could have just stayed out of it. That's her man. Stay out of it. It's not like they're going to no guns. It's not like this the streets where you got to pick a side. When it's just little technicality things like that, that's something where you could be like, hey, what's up, Jerry? Give him a hug and it's nothing. Stay out of it. You know what I mean? Stay out of it. This man, out of respect, look what he did. You want to go fight? Oh, we the Lakers. Who did that? You didn't do it. We the Lakers. And we a certain standard. We got the gold standard and all this. You didn't do. This man did that. He busted his ass for 10 years. When they came to the city, he got the Lakers rocking. The rivalry with Boston. He started that. Blood, sweat, and tears. Losing. Beat them. Come and coach Pat Riley. Pat Riley's teammate. He get Pat Riley in. Because he said on a private conversation, a shithole of an organization. And it was at that time. Magic was going the same time when he said it. This is when Magic was going on telling the whole business. Oh, then it's a time where it wasn't clear she's keeping Rob. Everybody keeps saying, oh, they need to get. They was killing Rob Pelinka, killing him. He's a snake. Oh, he said this. He lied about Keith Ledger when he made a movie, a story up about Batman with the movies with Keith Ledger. He's a liar. Yo, he was going campaigning. Jay Leno show. This man Magic was destroying the franchise. Oh, the Lakers need Sam Presti. They need to get R.C. Buford. Oh, Lakers this, that, and destroying them. People saying, oh, LeBron should leave. Even if she take up for the dude you said, she's going to take up for a dude she fucking. Even if that's the case, it has nothing. Obviously, their relationship wasn't that bad if he asked her to come back to the franchise. If it was that bad, he wouldn't have asked her. For him to even ask to come back to the franchise, the relationship wasn't that bad. It wasn't. It just he asked. He asked to come back to the franchise. She's I don't know if she was with I know Magic Johnson dead at that. Magic Johnson dead at that. He didn't want Jerry West to get the credit. He wanted to turn things around, and he didn't want that everybody's gonna give Jerry West the credit for everything. He got afterwards. I remember we got Shaq. He was exhausted. He was exhausted when we got Shaq. It took a lot out of him. And the shit with Kobe, the building, the blocks, the trade. Him even if he didn't like the Lakers, and this is the time when Kobe was talking about leaving the Lakers. This is the time when Kobe's like, yo, I'm out. And Chicago made an offer, and Chicago didn't want to put Luau Deng in it. The Lakers said, give me Luau Deng, you got a deal. Kobe was pissed off. He was this close. I'm not talking about, it was twice Kobe's thinking about leaving. During free agency, right, the time with Shaq, and then when he came back, but then the time when he got tired of losing. And it was supposed to have been a deal for him going to Chicago. And Chicago did not want to give up Luau Deng. And then Kobe said he wanted to play with Luau Deng. And it was a big thing. Lakers on the trenches. Who bailed him out? Jerry West. He took Kwame Brown, who wasn't playing as good. He took Javaris Crittenton. He was a rookie. They had to put Aaron McKee in it. And he took on Marcus Gasol. That Marcus Gasol wasn't even in the NBA. He's still in Europe. A second-round pick. Marcus Gasol was a second-round pick. Everybody was like, oh, they got fleeced. He gave the Lakers an alley-oop with that one. And God don't like ugly. Look what's going on now. God don't like ugly. Don't treat nobody like that. You honor your father on everything else. Now when it comes to this, now you don't want to honor him. You don't have to speak to him. Be like, all right, that's my father thing. I honor my father. You honor him everything else, but now when it comes to this, because you mad, it didn't matter about what. Obvious, and that's why I said they couldn't have to. He asked to come back. He had a meeting with Jeanie Buss. Said maybe Jeanie related to Vince McMahon. Kids, that's why they say kids sometimes they ruin things. They ruin things. But the thing why I'm be honest, what I liked about Jeanie, she always admits, she said, I'm not saying I don't know that much about basketball. She decent for a woman, and she was decent. I ain't gonna say she ain't know nothing about basketball, but she knew some. But she was good with the promotion and like building the brand. She was good at that, and that was her department. That's what her father wanted her to run. She decent, but she always say she's not a basketball person. And what I did like about her, she did give the power to whoever running it. She always gave the power to them. So I always respect her on that end. I always respect her on that end. Like, if you don't know what you're doing, get out the way. And then I see people say, oh, they knocking her. And this is why I defend her too. I just saw somebody knock her. Oh, why she ain't just keep Caruso? She being cheap. It's not being cheap. Y'all act like no one. They not Bomber. They not Steve Ballmer. That's why it's important we cannot count nobody's pockets. But you have to think like this. They said that it kept Caruso, it would have been like him getting almost $70 million in a luxury tax. And you look at him like his production ain't worth that. Best believe it was for Anthony Davis, they would have did it. Best believe it was Kawhi Leonard or somebody like that, they would have did it. $60-something million for a guy who's gonna probably play 18 minutes a game, and we know he's limited. She ain't do nothing wrong on that end. She ain't do nothing wrong on that end. But she's out of pocket. And I'm waiting to see if Trevor Lane don't speak on, I'm gonna lose a lot of respect for him. I'm gonna go on his thing tomorrow and say he needs to speak on that. And I know it always seemed like I talked about him, but it's not that I talk about him. I'm a diehard Laker fan, and he has a big platform. And I think that it is a disservice, some of the stuff not speaking up for some of our players like that. You just let somebody say, "Oh, THT, nobody want his contract." No, you be like the lawyer and you defend him. You talk his strong points. You do that with you doing that with Caruso and everybody else. Do that with him. Talk his strong point. Say how he not worth that. We seen bum guys with big contracts that's 35 years old still could get moved. They don't talk about that thing. You know what I'm saying? You say I'm losing subscribers. That always gonna be up and down. You know, but I'm going at the end of the day, I'm going to speak my mind. If somebody is sick enough, don't want to subscribe because I'm talking about, and it's the truth. You know what I mean? It's the truth. You don't do that. I'm a diehard Laker. I'm like rooted from the beginning. I'm a big time Jerry West fan. I always told you guys that from the gate. You don't do that. Kobe was on his way out. They got Paul Gasol and it changed things immediately. Thanks, NBA Chan. It changed things immediately. He ain't had to do that. He knew the Lakers on the ropes. He could have been like, no, we ain't dealing with them. Like these teams like Popovich do now. Popovich don't rock with the Lakers. They don't do business. Spurs don't want to do no business with the Lakers. Y'all got to think. This man loved the Lakers. This man loves the Lakers. And that's not right. Like I said, they don't have no beef like that. When we say beef, like I could get into a disagreement with somebody, and if it's not that serious, it's I wouldn't want that to happen to him. If let's say me and somebody had disagreement, and it's not that serious, and I got a homeboy that owns let's say construction site, a job. He owns construction site, or he a foreman or whatever at a construction site, and they asked me about somebody, and I know the person, and that's a good worker and stuff like that. And they say, "Hey, what's up with him?" I'm gonna tell her what it is. Now he'll go work this time. It's not that serious. You said, "Fuck Jerry West." He stopped Kawhi going to the Lakers. He didn't stop Kawhi going to no Lakers, and you can't get mad at that. He works for them. He's supposed to not try to get Kawhi. He works for them. And the Clippers gave Kawhi a lot. Hello? You said Dan, the Laker fans shift on Jerry West. What Dan said about Jerry West, most? What Dan said about Jerry West, most. You said you lost respect for him. Exactly. What Dan the Laker fan said about Jerry West? Like nobody in their right mind. I can't see how somebody say Jerry West wrong. I can't see how somebody would say he's wrong. See, Dan the Laker fan don't know what he talking about, man. He don't know what he talking about. How he hating on the Lakers because he's with the Clippers. Number one, at the last time I checked, this is a competitive sport. Basketball is competitive. This man's 83 years old. Like, come on. Come on. And then, like I said, the respect part. You send a text message. All he did, you couldn't even call and tell him. Yeah, Dan don't know what he talking about. To even say that. He an old man, he because he's gone. Like, stop it. What Josh Smith said about LeBron, I ain't hear that. Exactly, true and real, you're right. You right, true and real. See, he sounds stupid. Jerry lost a lot of chips. Like he sound crazy. What did I have? Nothing to do with it. Like people like that don't make no sense what he's saying. Like that don't make no sense. He lost a lot of chips. Hassan, you right. Raymond, what up, Raymond? He did a lot for the Lakers. Ask Dan this. If anyone y'all go back on if anybody go back on Dan's channel. Okay, Paul. Paul, listen here. He said that. Okay, let me ask you this, Paul. Paul, please answer this question. Was he lying? Was he lying? Answer that question, Paul. Was he lying? Paul, where you at, Paul? You said Kareem. See, that's what the problem, and this is the problem in the world today, right? You know the problem in the world today is Paul, do you know what the problem with the world today? Everybody's so sensitive. That's why it's a lot of killing and stuff right now. You know that? That's why it's a lot of killing. Yes. You saying would I invite you to your channel if I say it's a shit show? Yeah. If you say it, no. Now, see, you just saying it. Let's say if you said it like this, and the content you used it, the context you use it. You just if you just come out to his channel's a shit show, come on, that's different. And then you got to think like this, Paul. That was a private conversation. A private conversation. A private conversation. So if you sit there and say, "Oh, Kareem channel is a shit show," but if you give a good reason why you saying that, if you say because X, Y, Z, and you not just being disrespectful, you have some type of validity to it. Yeah, I invite you. Yes, I invite you to it. I'll be like, all right, you want to come on? Come on. You ain't saying you hate me. You ain't saying you want something to happen to me. You give me your opinion on this. This is just people probably don't like it, but they probably still support me. They probably don't like some of the stuff I said. And you got to think that this is why the killing in this world is like this. You know why the killing in the world like this? Because people, any little thing, people say people be so mad. He didn't say she's a shit show. He basically said how things being ran. He didn't say she's a shithole. He didn't go at her personally and said she's just degraded her. He didn't degrade her. He said as a whole. And then what? And then not only that, he's recruiting somebody. Think about it. He recruiting somebody. He's supposed to say nice things about the Lakers. Oh, yeah, I've been with the Lakers for 40 years. I've been at the Lakers organization for over 45, 50 years, however long he's been with the Lakers. Oh, I've been with the Lakers organization for 50 years. They got this, they got that. He's supposed to help him go to the Lakers. He's supposed to help them go to the Lakers. So you saying, let me answer this Paul. You a Laker fan, Paul? You saying to me, right? You said, now look what Paul said. Paul said, he get the season tickets from Bomber. We don't respect him in LA. He got saved by Wilt Chamberlain, lost 8 championships. I stands with Jeanie. Okay. Number one, Wilt Chamberlain ain't do much. Wilt Chamberlain averaged like 14 points in the finals. He just was that big body, that little added piece. Even if he lost all of them, right? You saying, listen what you're saying. I want everybody, please listen to this, man. Listen what this guy Paul's saying. Paul, I want to ask you, how old are you, Paul? Because what you're saying ain't making no sense. You saying you lost respect for him because he's saying this franchise is a shithole, right? We got Laker fans all day be on here destroying the franchise, destroying the players all the time. Every time I go live, people destroying Russ, people destroying AD, people destroying the coach, people destroying Rob Pelinka, people destroying THT. So if they destroying, if we as people can destroy the Lakers, and all he said is that shithole, and all he done for the franchise. Look what he done. He got Pat Riley, Byron Scott, James Worthy, Magic. He made the move to get rid of the coach for Magic. He Kobe Bryant, Shaq. Look what he done for all that he done for the franchise meant nothing because he said a shithole. So you're gonna take what he done for 40, he been with the Lakers, no other franchise. Battling. He got MVP. You talk about Wilt Chamberlain saved him. Wilt Chamberlain averaged like 14 points. He was a shell of himself. So you mean to tell me for all them years, all the track record he did, and he did the Lakers a favor when he traded him for Paul Gasol. If he was butthurt that he ain't work with the Lakers no more after Phil Jackson did what he did to him, he could have been like, man, fuck Phil. He still looked out and gave him a gave him gave him Gasol. He had to trade Gasol to him. The Lakers are in deep water. Kobe was beefing. He wasn't happy. They were trying to. He was trying. It's possible he's going to go to Chicago on a trade. Like, you crazy. So all them years, for he said one thing, you're going to turn his back on him. I don't want. That's crazy. Because he says a shithole, and then he tell the truth. He tell the truth. And then obvious he can. If obvious he must still go to Laker games. That means he got some love. If he was really didn't like the Lakers, he would have been like, I don't want these tickets, huh? Obvious he want to still go to Laker game because it's different now. They changed the whole arena. So it's like totally different from a Laker and a Clipper game. He still want that Laker feel. He still want to be in that building when the Lakers playing. He don't travel with the Clippers. He stay in LA. He'd be at the home games at the Clipper games and then want to be at the game, watch the Lakers play. Exactly. Exactly. Look what True and Real said. Look what True and Real said. If Kobe said that, y'all wouldn't say that. Y'all look at Jerry West because he's older and y'all don't know him as a player. And he's more of a guy in the background. But Kobe, y'all can identify with Kobe more. So if Kobe would have said the same thing, y'all would have never said that. She honored everything else. Everything else her father wanted, she honored. But when it comes to something like that, you ain't honor? Like, come on. Come on. He worked for the enemy. Like, come on, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. If they cared so much about him working for the enemy, they should have signed him. They know he wanted to get back in basketball. They know the reason why he was quick to leave Golden State to get closer. He lives in Los Angeles. It's only two teams. It's only two teams, the Lakers and Clippers. Just because Golden State is in California, it's still a 5 hours away. It's far. It's not a quick drive to there. He worked in Memphis. He wanted to get close to LA. So when the opportunity came when changing the Garden organization, he asked, can he come back to the organization as a consultant? He said, I ain't gonna be in nobody's way. I just want to be as a consultant. Like I said, he's not lying. Exactly. Like the Knicks kicked Charles Oakley out. This should be all. Oh, I swear. I hope this make major. I hope Skip and Shannon talk about this. I hope Skip and Shannon talk about this. I hope Colin Cowherd. I hope Nick Wright. I hope this. I hope more media outlets talk about this. Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. I hope more media outlets talk about this. Paul, I think you capping now, Paul. Paul, you capping. This is gonna be my last time responding to you. You listen what Paul said, guys. Look, listen what Paul said. He said, Magic is a true man, even quit his job, but never trash us publicly or privately. That's greatness. Magic went on a whole tour disrespecting the Lakers. Disrespecting the Lakers. And then Derek gonna say fair point, Paul. Derek and Paul, listen to this. Listen to this. Magic sat there with Stephen A. Smith, destroyed the Lakers. Destroyed Rob Pelinka, destroyed Kurt Rambis. He told everybody what's going on with the Lakers. Everybody and their mother. Oh, they got Jeanie Buss. She listening to Linda Rambis. Linda Rambis don't know nothing about basketball. They listen to Tim Harris. Tim Harris is the finance guy. They listen to this. They ain't listening to that. Rob Pelinka. Magic went on tour disrespecting the Lakers. Him and Jeanie stopped speaking behind that. Him and Jeanie stopped speaking. She cried because she felt Magic broke and Magic had to make amends. Magic went on show after show after show disrespecting the Lakers. And you sat there and said Magic ain't dissed them publicly. Are you crazy? Nobody knew who Tim Harris was. Magic sitting in Linda Rambis. He threw her all in that. Magic and Classic. Like, when y'all talk, man, y'all got to come to some sense. You're not talking to the average guy here. You're not talking to the average guy. I'm not one of these guys blogging don't know what I'm talking about, man. And that's why he do got a point. You forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. You're sorry. Yeah, Derek, that's what I'm saying. You can't forget about that. See, that's what I'm saying. Some people sound like they know what they're talking about because some people, they, it sounds good. Sounds good and the truth is two different things. I don't care about sounding good. I don't have to sound intellectual and have it come off real beautifully. Fuck all that. The truth is the truth. I ain't gonna respond to you, Paul, because it's one thing. See, I do respect Derek. You know how I respect Derek? Derek said, I forgot about that. You right. Sorry. That's a man right there. You wrong, you wrong. That's a man. But Paul, you keep going on and on. You go on and on about nothing. You said he explained his reasons why he trashed them, but you just said Magic never trashed him in public. You just said that's a real man. You said that's a real man. That's greatness. He never trashed them in public. But now you're saying he gave a reason. Like, come on, Paul. Stop it. Like, come on, Paul. Stop it, man. Paul, this stop it, man. Yeah. My thing is this. If I'm wrong, I'd rather sound wrong and get out of instead of keep coming up with nonsense after nonsense. You just said the man never trashed him. Magic did way worse than Jerry West. And it's a private conversation. This is a private conversation that got somebody leaked the audio, and he was real pissed off about that. He said that shit show. And it was. You have Magic parading around, Rob Pelinka talking behind supposedly Magic back, Linda Rambis, Kurt Rambis going on, Rob Pelinka lying saying that he had dinner with Keith Ledger and Keith Ledger was dead already. Like, come on. It was. The truth is the truth. We come on here every day and bash the Lakers. So that means because we bash the Lakers, we shouldn't be able to go to Laker games and like come on. And it was the shit show when he said it. That's the point. When he said it, he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. He loved the Lakers. He always talked about that. He always talked. For him to still want to go to Laker game, he got some love for him. If he was that angry, he'd be like, "Man, fuck them. I ain't going. I can't watch them." He still want to watch. He want to be in that building when his jersey is up. He has a statue outside. He wants to be in that building when it's that Laker uniform. You saying shit show is harsh, but you got to think about this, Derek. Regardless of what he said, it was still a private conversation. That's not disrespectful. If somebody talk behind your back, maybe they shouldn't say it. But he didn't say her per se, and it was chaotic. He didn't say she's a shit show. He said shit show, and it was. Looking from the time the father left, her and the brother beefing publicly. Publicly, her and the brother beefing. Did Magic come in? It been nothing but chaos from the time the father died. The father died, it been chaos. The brother took over. Her and the brother beefing back and forth. It been chaos. LaMarcus Aldridge went on an interview, a recruiting. Lakers tried to get LaMarcus Aldridge. He said that was the worst sales pitch ever. It was so bad, they begged him, please, I don't care if you don't sign back with us. I don't care if you don't sign with us. They told LaMarcus Aldridge, you don't have to sign with us, but we just want to sit down and talk to you, because they came off like pure idiots. Pure idiots. Pure idiot, ain't know nothing. They said it was crazy. They said he's sitting there looking like, what? It was embarrassing. LaMarcus Aldridge, when they tried to pitch him. It was embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. They called him back, said they'd pay for his flight and everything to come back to a sit-down meeting. Even it wasn't about him signing with them. It was the point that they just wanted to clean up some of the embarrassed moment it was. So from the time the father died, it was a shit show. He's not lying. That's the sick part about her. You're a grown-ass woman. A grown-ass woman. You should sit back and be like, he said that, but at the end of the day, he's right. I don't like that he said that, but it was a private conversation. And then Jeanie full of shit, because I know for a fact you talk behind people back. You do. Everybody do. She probably said some things behind his back. She probably say shit behind Rob Pelinka back. She probably say shit about her friend Linda Rambett's back. Girls talk behind each other back all the time. No, I don't agree with. Listen what y'all. You said, do I agree with Derek that? Do I agree with Paul that Jerry stalled the Kawhi deal to screw the Lakers? Listen how that sound. Just listen how that sound. Listen what Paul's saying. How the fuck Jerry West stalled the Lakers and he didn't even know Kawhi was coming. Kawhi did that. See, this is the problem. You guys always want to blame. Kawhi, his own man, him and his uncle. They tried to finesse and negotiate more stuff, because he got a whole bunch of, the Clippers gave Kawhi a bunch of incentives to sign with them. He did negotiate tactics. And then not only that, he stalled them because he said, you know what? The Lakers got Bron and AD, and Lakers still got $30 million in cap space. So he's saying to himself, the Lakers got Bron, AD plus $30 million in cap space. Let me see if I could get another player. So he stalled trying to work to see if they could get Paul George. He stalled that. That had nothing to do with Jerry West. They didn't know what was going on. They didn't know what was going on. He stalled. Now you blame it what Kawhi did on Jerry West. People, we gotta stop. We gotta do better, people, man. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. And this guy RJ is a sick man. He said, I'm just speculating. RJ, tell me how I'm speculating. It's just people like to blame people. People like to blame people. That's all they do, want to blame somebody. What do Jerry West got to do with? And number one, Jerry West wasn't even he Clippers top thing. He's a consultant. Lawrence Frank is over Jerry West. Jerry West is just a consultant. He don't travel with them. He's a consultant. He sit back and he gives his opinion. He don't got no final say or nothing. He don't got no power with the Clippers like that. I don't know why I think I'm sick. You know, I think I'm sick because why I keep responding to this guy, Paul. He's saying Jerry West is a snake. How the fuck is he a snake and he worked for the Clippers? Like, y'all not making no sense. You just said he's a snake and he works for the Clippers. How's that being a snake? He don't work for the Lakers. Do y'all see this guy here? He says 35 and talking like this. He said Jerry West do not work for him. He don't. How's he a snake? He don't work for the Lakers. He don't owe the Lakers nothing. But he been promised a lifetime ticket, and he want that. He can't get it collect. He owned a lifetime tickets, and he want that. He want to still be able to go to the game. He want that, regardless he worked for the Clippers. All he doing is watching the game. Thank you, True and Real. Thank you, True and Real. This man gave nothing but dedication, hard. We wouldn't have had no Kobe, it wasn't for him. We wouldn't have had no Shaq, it wasn't for him. We wouldn't have had no Showtime. It would another franchise would have came up, and y'all holding on because he set a shit show. Gasol, like, come on, he done a lot, and and the type of dude he is. He has Shaq and Kobe. He did that. Phil Jackson didn't do that, and Phil come pushing his weight around. You know, he said, you know what, peace. He walked away from that situation. He said, I'm not gonna be arguing with this man. And the bad part about it, he fought for Phil to get there. Jerry West fought for Phil, and he the one. It wasn't Jeanie, it was him. He said, "Yeah, I think their work is more structured." Oh, he fought for Phil to come to the Lakers. He fought for Phil, and the Phil just went left field. Phil is ego struck. So you got some guys that's like that. They don't want to feel they shouldn't have to answer nobody. They want to be able to say everything, and you can't say nothing to them. And I know this for a fact. They saying that players was in the practice. He was going there, and Phil had a problem. They got into some words over the practice. He said, "I don't tell you what to do as a GM," and he wasn't telling. He telling somebody, a player, what it was. Like, you know, at the practice, and it wasn't even that serious. Him and Phil got into it. He's like, all right, it's no problem. Reg says the only people that do that to you. Who you talk about, Reg? Yeah, him and Jeanie, that has nothing to do with it. It's not like it's no street beef. See, that's the thing. It's not no street beef. True and real is on point today. True and real is on point today. She damn sure put back. This is what get me. This is why I'm going to see, and I want you guys, man, because we want better for our Lakers, man. We got to go on Trevor Lane. We're gonna give him to tomorrow, not the whole day tomorrow, because he do video early. He normally breaks stories like this. Let's say by the afternoon, let's say after, if you see 2 videos and he ain't do it by the second video, he ain't talk about this. We got to get on that comment section about him. He has a big platform. His platform big enough where it could reach Jeanie, and then maybe it could reach a local paper in LA, New York Times, and it start reaching, and then it gains some traction. Then maybe the following day it get to Skip, and Shannon might want to talk about it. See, that's why I like he shouldn't tread waters on a thing like this. We Laker fans, he made a major part of this. The reason why I'm speaking heavy for that brand of basketball, listen, I'm living in New York, and I love New York City. I love New York City. I'm not from Los Angeles. I'm a diehard Laker fan. I love the brand of basketball. I love the way they was doing things, kept winning. This thing, some people think of people who like the Red Sox. I'm a Red Sox fan too, but I'm not a diehard like some of the guys who and people lived in Boston. You had people. I remember an old lady. They's in the playoffs. She had like she just got the hospital, and she was I think 90 years old. She said, "Please, please, I want to see." She want to see a World Series. I I think that I'm not sure if they won. I can't remember if that was the year they won, but I remember she died like right after that. I don't know if she got to see the Red Sox win a championship when she died, or they died. I can't remember, but she always sat in the seat, and they gave her flowers, and they when they won this World Series. It's diehard fans never got a chance to see their team win. Look at the Knicks. I'm around Knicks fans all day that never got to see it. Even they my age, they ain't get to see it because the last time Knicks won was 73. Never got to see anything. Think about you people, the Utah Jazz, these Indiana Pacers, these teams. These teams ain't seen. We got spoiled. We got a lot of chips, going to chips, expectation. And this man is a major part of that, and he get disrespected like that. Think about it. He's like, oh, he lost all. So what? He still was there. How many teams never sniffed the final? Look at Cleveland. They never even been to no finals before LeBron got there. This man, year after year, he's losing, but he put in the brand. He made it when it got the Magic and Bird. The rivalry started with Jerry West and the Celtics. Bill Russell and Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Gail Gildrich, and Bob Cousy and them, Jerry West, Lakers, Celtics. It started then. It didn't start with Magic and Bird. It started then. It started then. Like, come on. And then the trades, the stuff he made, we winning. We don't got the we ain't suffer like that. We just won in the bubble recently. We ain't suffer like other fans. It's teams that suffer. Don't get the chance to see their team. They don't get superstar players. We get superstar players because it was a foundation for winning, and that's what it was. Not just Los Angeles, Clippers in Los Angeles. It was a foundation and tradition. No player big. That Laker brand is bigger than anything. Bigger than anything. What right here means more than back here. What's on that jersey? No, I know it's Clippers fans in LA. You saying you've been a Laker fan since Shaq, Paul. Who got Shaq to the Lakers? Shaq make that clear. Appreciate that, Derek. I appreciate you, Derek. Derek got roll. Appreciate that. Yeah, Clipper tickets was $10 in 2002. Yeah. Yeah, Rez Dog is from LA. She need to get really roasted for this. She need to get really roasted. Other people, I hope Gilbert Arenas, I hope Kwame Brown, I hope anybody who have like big platforms just go in on this. Because I think that's a big. He's done more for the Lakers than Kobe than anybody. Anybody. The body of work. Nobody been there longer than him. Magic just parade around. Magic kiss ass. Magic say one thing how he really feel, but he just want to always agree. Magic was horrible on the panel. All he did was agree. He dogged the Lakers all the time. All he did agree with Charles Barkley. Yeah, we terrible, but we gonna turn it back. Yeah, this, that, and the third. Magic just want to be friends with everybody. Magic don't stand on nothing. I'm a big Magic Johnson fan, but I got to call it how I see it. One thing y'all gonna know about me, I'm calling it how I see it. I can't do no other way. Exactly. I I want y'all to see what Hassan said. And this is important. It's a double standard. He said the media not gonna roast her because she's a female. Exactly. He right. She's a female, so they not gonna really go in on her. They not. They not really gonna go in on her because she's a female. And you're right, Hassan. And she's a female, so it's not like a bunch of men just gonna keep pounding on her. But I think they should go in, but in a classy way. This ain't Jeanie, you wrong. Make things right. Give him back the tickets. You're not Shannon talk. Give him the tickets wrong. This, that, and the third. Woo, woo. You don't got to be hard like I'm hard right now. But this reminder, Paul. I'm not. At the end of the day, that's your opinion. I'm not. I'm not here to wrestle with your. That's your opinion. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. But I don't get it. We all could agree to disagree, but I don't get it. You saying the Kawhi Leonard thing, like he works for the Clippers. I don't see where he did anything wrong. And as far as what you saying, your point of view, but that's your opinion. I ain't knocking that. I appreciate you taking the time and you here, what I mean, supporting me. I appreciate that, but I totally disagree with you. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people do disagree with you because people look at anything. He don't work for the Lakers no more. He was promised tickets, lifetime tickets, and he earned that. If he want to go to Laker game and he still worked for the Clippers, this shouldn't have been a problem. Yeah, she's acting petty. And then to be honest, this I ain't gonna lie. This is what I don't respect about, and this is the thing I don't get it. I'm pretty sure it's not that serious between them. Like, I mean, serious. If I'm put myself in her shoes, right? This being me, I knew somebody. She knew for 40 years. Y'all been good forever, right? You get in a relationship with a guy. It might. I don't think they had. I don't think him and Jeanie had. Still had a personal beef, even when she was going with Phil. Because, like I said, he went to Jeanie. They sat down and had a meeting to come back to the Lakers. If he beefed with nobody, he wouldn't. He's too prideful of a person. He wouldn't have did that. So you got a beautiful relationship with somebody for all these years. Now over some little knick-knack stuff, and a person already up there in age. We had COVID. We had COVID. People dying left and right. Life is short. Life short. People dying left and right. He's 83 years old. God forbid, knock on wood, he was to die today, tomorrow. She'd be like, oh, Jerry meant so much. She'd do a tribute for him. She'd spend some money to she'd spend the money for the tribute, whatever his funeral might be in Staples and the Staples Center, whatever. She will do some things for that. And part of her probably will be sad, like, damn, he's gone. Jerry West, memories of him. She'll do all that. My thing is, when somebody old, like, I can't, I'm not, you think I'm beefing for somebody 83 years old? On some real shit. If it's not nothing, somebody really, the real, they don't hate, if I don't hate them, and especially if we was cool for all this 50 years. Jeanie knew him for a long, she's a little girl. Not little, she met him at 80. You know, somebody 40 something years? Oh, 40 years, you think, oh, because they said, shit, then in reality, it's the truth. You think I'm a hold that? Nah, let's talk, man. Let's talk. There was nothing that out and bust it up. They both had love for Kobe. He died. They both was there. When Shaq had his statue, Jerry West was there, and they was around each other there. And they have Laker dinners and like, come on, that shit not cool, man. Easy money, you right, easy money. Yeah, easy money, you 100% right. He said, got the blue Jerry West jersey. True, real, you on point. You on point. You on point. And she needed she definitely need that. Cause you being petty. That's petty to the fifth power. And you want to prance around your franchise. We prestige. We gold standard. We this. We that. You see how she talk about the Lakers? She sit there like, we the Lakers. We this. We fry for excellence. Where it came from? It didn't come from Kobe. It didn't come from Shaq. It didn't come from Magic. When George, the franchise was originally in Minnesota. When they moved to Los Angeles, he got that thing popping. He put that thing in play. He made that thing, he put that name, now it's Lakers Boston. Now, Laker Boston, now he put that thing on the map. So now in 80 and now 1979, you got a young kid like Magic, that's already a established, well-known franchise, the Lakers. The Celtics. Larry Bird went there, and it started with him. You can't erase that history. When they go back, it's gonna go back. It's gonna be with him. Frank said, he gonna get them back, and that may make him work harder. That may make him work harder. But the thing is, he's a competitor, And the bottom line is, she could have pulled rank with Magic and told him, listen, let's bring Jerry in. And as I said, Magic is full of shit. Magic, I remember clear as day. He said when he used to be commentating and the Lakers was losing all them games, and he used to throw shots at Jim Buss, and he sat there and said they don't got no basketball people. Why Jerry West ain't there? I remember clear as day Magic, and I'm pretty sure y'all remember Magic saying it too. How come it's a problem when Magic ain't there, but soon when you come, Jerry West, that's a sickness. You remember that, right, Hassan? He used to be on there with Will Bond and them, and he should be giving it to the Lakers. Magic, you should give it to the Lakers. Talk trash stuff about them like crazy. Let Charles Barkley talk about them. He ain't defend them never. Oh, they don't got enough basketball people there. They need more basketball people. Why Jerry West ain't there? He shouldn't be with the world. He's a Laker. He should have been. And so an opportunity he could have been there, but you don't want to work with him. He's a consultant. You got the final say. I know if Jerry West would have been, we'd have been in much better shape. He went for no Lonzo Ball after Lonzo Ball had two horrible workouts. Lonzo Ball didn't have no vocal leadership. Lonzo Ball didn't play with no enthusiasm. We wouldn't have had no Lonzo Ball if he'd have been a draft. He ain't looking at because he'd have been smart enough to be like, we the Lakers, we win. That Laker brand bigger than the name on the back. Lonzo Ball, what I didn't like about Lonzo Ball didn't play with the heart like I like. I like Lonzo now. He's a solid player, but he didn't play with the heart. He wasn't no vocal leader. And he wasn't, you could see he was no dominant player. Lonzo is not the penetrating guard dish out. Lonzo give the ball out quick. That's why he don't get a lot of assists like that. He's a pure point guard, but if you look at it, you think Lonzo a pure point guard the way he passed, you'll think, damn, Lonzo should be averaging like 11 assists. Reason why Lonzo don't average a lot of assists because he give the ball up early. So if a guy ain't just catching and shooting, or if he ain't throwing no lobs, he's not getting no assists. Lonzo don't get the assists where he out and break a guy down and dish and the guy, boom. He's not doing that. Lonzo get the ball so early, a guy may take a couple dribbles now, it don't count as assist. But he's a pure point guard. If Jerry West was there, he wouldn't pick no Lonzo Ball. Because he would have worked them out. He had a fit. Lakers had their mind made up with Lonzo Ball a while ago. Lonzo Ball had bad workouts. De'Aaron Fox killed the workouts. De'Aaron Fox killed the workout. So he would have looked at it like, hold up. And he would have looked at all the tangibles. Lonzo's tangibles didn't match up. Lonzo did a lot of little things well, but as that point guard, he didn't play with that oomph that you need, especially that point guard position is tough. He didn't play with that toughness. And he was no big time scorer, and he didn't have the heart, and he was no vocal leader. Imagine him pick Lonzo Ball. Oh, he could be this. Oh, so timeless. He's a local kid. See, that's Jeanie Buss thing. Jeanie Buss really wanted Lonzo because they figured they looked at the money aspect of it. Jeanie Buss really pushed for Lonzo Ball. And Jerry West would have been like, hell with the thing. We gonna have to get the best player. Long as we winning, we ain't gonna worry about that on no rookie. Lakers is not no Pelicans where they need to sell out. Some teams need, it would have made sense. Okay, this guy gonna bring fans in the seats. Okay, cool. Lakers selling out anyway, so it didn't really matter. Yeah, Till we blowing out Portland tomorrow. I hope so. He probably would have took Tatum. I don't know who he would have took, but he would have did advanced scouting from like overall. He would have did that, and then during the workouts and the interviews, he would have seen it. He would have seen it right then and there. Lonzo had a poor interview and poor workouts. It's nothing said, and they still picked him. That was a money grab. And really, like I said, the Lakers, you don't have to do that. The Lakers, you don't have to do that. See, Jeanie's saying all this, oh, Laker way, Lakers, that you don't have to do that with the Lakers. The Lakers is a big brand. You don't have to put no gimmicks or to do that. Like, for instance, LiAngelo Ball. The Lakers don't have to pick up LiAngelo Ball to get ratings or get somebody to talk about. Now, it makes sense in a team like Detroit because now they're going to talk about LiAngelo Ball. They're going to talk about LiAngelo Ball. You see what I'm saying? And LaVar going to talk about him. So now it brings some light to the Pistons. Lakers don't need none of that. They good. They good. They were selling out and still talked about even before LeBron got there when we had D'Angelo Russell in them. Nick Young in them. Like, they still was a hot ticket. Maybe it just happened, Desmond. Maybe it just happened. I believe it probably just happened. Or this the first time he got an interview. He said it. I don't think it had nothing to do with no trade deadline. I never said she make all the basketball decisions. I said her and Magic. I ain't said she made, but I said she pushed for Lonzo Ball too. Magic said it. Magic tried to ease out of it. Magic tried to ease out of it and said like he was on the fence with Lonzo, but he tried to throw all the shit on Jeanie. Y'all don't remember that? Do y'all remember that when he tried to throw all the weight on Jeanie for drafting Lonzo Ball? Somebody please come on and tell me if y'all remember that. Because my boy Desmond said, Reem, he said, I'm tripping. I act like she make all the decisions. I clearly don't act like she make all the decisions because I clearly said earlier, I don't know if you was here, but I clearly said earlier, one thing I like about Jeanie, that she stay out of basketball decisions. I said that. I don't know if you was on here, Des. I clearly said, I said, one thing I like about Jeanie, she stay out of the basketball decisions. She let them rock. I did say that. Right or wrong? Yeah, you probably stepped out. I said that early in the part. I said she stepped. I said she stay out of basketball. I said that's one thing I do like about her. She stay out of basketball decisions. And also Magic tried to throw all the weight on her with the Lonzo Ball. He was trying to say like he was into Fox. He tried to throw all the weight on her, but he was in cahoots with Lonzo. She was sold with Lonzo. She looked at local kid. Oh my God, they going crazy. Everybody want the Lakers with Lonzo Ball. She was already sold. She saw dollars. She saw merchandise. She was sold. Magic was sold too. Maybe he did like Fox some too. Maybe it was up, but he liked it her too. Just the wrong time for negative press. But that's not Jerry West's responsibility, y'all. Because maybe we don't know. Maybe this thing just could have happened and he got interviewed. Or maybe it could have happened in the beginning of the season and maybe this is the first time he get interviewed. He probably ain't want just gonna just talk about it. He don't do Instagram and none of that. So maybe this is his first opportunity to talk about it. He probably like, I ain't gonna go out my way to talk about it. Yeah, Magic probably did like Josh Smith, but he said on record he liked the De'Aaron Fox. This is what Magic said. When he left the Lakers and they was talking about Lonzo Ball, and he was like, yeah, man. and he was talking about Lonzo Ball. He said, I really like the De'Aaron Fox. Oh, I had it, De'Aaron Fox. And he was trying to throw it on Jeanie. He was trying to throw the responsibility like Jeanie pushed that. Then he kind of like told on himself with the Lonzo Ball thing. He's like, oh, well, I picture Lonzo, with my records. He got the passing. He reminded me of myself. It was kind of good. Magic said that. I'm saying I'm repeating everything he said. I'm not making this up. He said that. He said he liked the De'Aaron Fox. He tried to throw the weight on Jeanie. So mind you, Jeanie her part was marketing the Lakers. Marketing. So of course you're gonna look at a guy like Lonzo Ball. Everybody had roles, and she stayed out of basketball decisions. Yeah, but it's crazy. The Lakers. I don't think this gonna affect the trade deadline. I don't think this gonna have nothing to do with it. Me personally, on a personal side, I just hope that it get a lot of traction. Far as I hope Shannon Sharp. I hope all sports shows, every sports show talk about. I hope they all talk about it. Um, and I would like even the YouTubers like Trevor Lane and some like big YouTube joint. I hope they talk about it, and this way she can actually see it. Like regardless of what beef or not, he was promised that's nothing. To me, that's the bottom line of it. Why take it? That's just my bottom line. Then you send a text message to his wife. They ain't deserve a call after 40 something years of friendship. Because we get into a little disagreement. His son was working for them all that time. That should be awkward. God forbid something happened with Jerry West. She can't be on the podium talking, oh, I love Jerry. Jerry was like a thing. Oh man, we're gonna miss him. You can't you'll come off super fake now. You'll come off super fake if you do that. To me, I think I would be person. I would patch things up. It's not that serious. We won a championship in 2020. We got the bubble championship. Okay, we won. We got LeBron James. We selling out crazy. We got more of the box office play in LeBron, more than Kawhi and them. We won a championship. Man, 83 years old. Hey, there was nothing. Listen, we've been friends for too long. Yo, listen, we busted something and we cool. It's not that serious. See, I guess I look at things because I've been in some shit. I know the difference between when it's up is up, and when it's not that, it's not that. That's why the situation earlier, I said I would not go back and forth with that meatball. Because it don't make no sense to me going back and forth with that meatball. Because I know the difference of level. This guy's not nowhere near on my level. This guy's a child. This guy's a child. When you understand these things, like, what I mean, you know it. This man, 83 years old. Like, I won a chip already. I'm up. My franchise, this, then the third. I'm on it. He's working for somebody. You the boss. Boss up. Listen, it's an old man. Hey, man. Let's dap up, man. Listen, I'll treat you for lunch, Jerry. We talk about, man, you a Laker. God forbid, this, that, third. I want us to be on good terms, man. It's not that serious. It's not. Be a bigger person. Be a bigger person. Yeah, his son was working with the Lakers. Art was good, Art. The tickets was the last straw. I'd be pissed off too. The tickets damn sure the last straw. But you cannot say you're a prestige organization and this guy here. When you know the history of Jerry West, hopefully I shed some light on Jerry West and the history of Jerry West with some of you guys who probably wasn't familiar and what he done for the Lakers. I hope I shed some light on that. Oh yeah, she did. You right. He got mad at that too. You right. He got mad. She did. Now, Paul, that's good what you did, Paul. You saying you agree with her? That's your opinion. You agree who you want to agree with. You know what I mean? But Paul, I forgot all about that. They asked her who the most top 5 important Laker. She disrespected that man with that one. And you saying you agree with her? You just don't like Jerry West, so you just want to argue. So I'm not gonna go back and forth with you with that. Kareem, you said who at fault? Jeanie Buss is at fault. Big Art, she clearly at fault. Clearly at fault. I remember that. That really hurt him. He came out and said that hurt him. He came out and said that hurt him. You said LeBron James. LeBron James been the organization 2 years. And this man played 40 years, and you say he's not an important Laker. I forgot. Thank you, Paul. Thank you for that one. I forgot all about that, and that was a real jab. That's a real disrespectful shit right there. If you think about it, who disrespected each other? The top 5 most important Laker? You pick LeBron James. Oh, what the LeBron James like? Jerry West, you see the work and all that. He just the years alone. Even if he never won a championship, LeBron was there at the time when that happened. I think he'd been there 1 year. Matter of fact, it was 1 year. No, 2 years. This is right after he won a piece. Rotan was good, bro. Fringe was good, Fringe. John Wick, Art was good. That was disrespect right there. That is very disrespectful. It was after the chip. It was after the chip. So that means he's been there 2 years. So all that Jerry West did, like, come on. That was disrespectful right there. And she knew what she was doing. And I spoke on that too. You think if she'd have left LeBron James off, you think LeBron James would have had a problem with that? Hell no. LeBron James is very smart. He know history. He know the game. She leave LeBron James off the thing. LeBron, that shit would have bothered him no bit. LeBron probably like, I would have left me off too. Important Laker? You know how many guys we got? A lot of people that got left off that you probably like, damn, this person should have been on there too. He probably said that afterwards. When did you hear Jerry West? He had to say that after all that. They destroyed them. He probably saying that now, like I wish I was never a Laker. Hey, Reg Dog, you a Laker fan, Reg Dog? Was that disrespectful right there, Reg Dog? Was that disrespectful? She left LeBron. I mean, she left him off top 5 most important Lakers. Um, Rotan said important because maybe he began her legacy, but she didn't say that. She didn't say that. Now, when something like that, you have to clear that up. Now, if she sit there and said that and said, "Oh, because from the time I took over and made that clear, it changed things." Thank you, Reg. Major disrespect. Baller's life. He said Laker trade for Kemba and Randall for Westbrook. Now, it's not a little disrespectful. That's major disrespectful. This man put a lot of work in. This man should be in the stands. He couldn't sit down. He couldn't be around nobody. He used to sit in the aisle. Anybody, all Laker fans know, he sit in the aisle be like this. He had to be far away. He couldn't be there. He couldn't be there. It bothered him so much. He couldn't sleep at the losses. He always get up trying to approve the team. This man put his blood, sweat, and tears in. What did she do but being somebody's daughter? Him going to strippers is not disrespectful. Baller's life. Let me, you know what I'm saying? He not it's not disrespectful going to Clippers. He wants he loved basketball. He wants to be in basketball. He wants to be in basketball. You know what? How else he's going to be if the Lakers didn't want him? It's not like the Lakers wanted him and the Clippers wanted him and he picked the Clippers. Then I'd have been like, oh, that's some funny shit. He wanted to be a Laker. He wanted to be a Laker. They turned him down. That's like right now, Baller's life. Let me ask you this question. Let's say you've been working for FedEx for 40 years. You've been working for FedEx, right? And then you move out of town for 4 years, right? You come back your hometown. Let's say you live in where you live at, right? Let's say you live in Maryland, right? Now you in Maryland, you back in Maryland, your hometown. This is where you live at. You old already. You're grown, you old. You back in Maryland, Baller's life, and you have FedEx and UPS. Two jobs. You don't want to, you want to work. You don't want to retire. You do not want to retire, but it works for you. You done been here for 4 years. You go back to Maryland, and you right here FedEx and UPS, right? You did 40 years already in FedEx. You was a hell of a guy. You raised their numbers up. You done everything their mother for FedEx. You boost their numbers up. You is that guy in FedEx Baller's life. Now you go to FedEx and say, yo, I want a job. And you ask to work for FedEx. You go to them first, and they say no. You back in town, like, hey, I'm back. Your boy is back. I don't call out sick. I'm here every day. I know the job inside out. Your boy is back. And I ain't asking for a full-time job. I want a part-time job. So you don't have to pay me big like that. Your boy is back. Baller's life is back. You know, your boy is back. You ask to go, they tell you no. And then you want to work. You go to UPS and they hire you. You disrespected them. You ain't disrespecting Baller's life. You went to them. They said no. You ain't ready to leave. You got your wife. You got your family. You still want to make some money. You still love it. You still want to pick up them boxes. You still want to pick up the boxes. And you go there. It's not disrespectful. It's not like he had The Lakers won him, Clippers won him, and he said, went to the Clippers. That's disrespect. He didn't do that. He still want to work. That probably keep him alive. Some old people feel they stay alive by working or moving around doing something. They just don't want to stay in the house. You see them old people get up early in the morning, they play dominoes and shit like that. They go play bingo in community centers and stuff. Yeah, that's what happened. He went to the Lakers. Magic said he met with Jeanie. I don't know how much she probably wouldn't have cared. I'm thinking she ain't really cared too much. She just wanted her brother out of there. And I think that I know Magic said no, because Magic ain't want the he felt Jerry West would get all the credit. Because Jerry West got a lot of credit with Golden State. And Bob Myers definitely played the big part. And everybody talk about, oh, Jerry West did this. Oh, Jerry West. And the sports show, Max Kellerman loved him. And then you saw they talk about how he turned around Memphis. Memphis was garbage. He went there and turned around Memphis. Memphis turned around. He got Marcus Gasol for them. Oh, you said it look like I'm. Nah, actually, I ain't work out. I'm getting that gym. Zay, my boy Zay, what's good? I'm gonna do some push-ups. But you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, guys. You know what I'm saying? It's about respect at the end of the day. I just hope you guys got a good understanding, because I'm a Laker fan. I've been in it for a long time, and I'm a major fan of Jerry West, so I know the whole history of the Lakers. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's not about you could agree to disagree. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why I did the video earlier. I'm not even gonna say the meatball name, but the meatball keep being disrespectful to me, and I was turning the other cheek the whole time, man. I was turning the cheek the whole time on this meatball, and still, that's why I said what I'm saying. I can back up what I'm saying. A lot of people say, "Oh, Kareem, so if somebody disrespect you, would you have them on your panel?" Yeah. This meatball been disrespecting me, sneak dissing me the whole time. I still was allowing this meatball on my channel. So I do have credibility in what I'm saying. So a lot of people like, oh, but he disrespected her. He did this, he did that, he did this. Would you allow, somebody clearly said, will I allow somebody on my panels? Clearly said that. And I did. I allowed the meatball. The meatball been totally disrespectful for me on a lot of things. I can name so many things. The meatball even came, I wasn't even saying it to meatball. Meatball arguing with somebody else. Meatball arguing with somebody else. And then turned around and said, Kareem, I'm going to get your channel taken down. I'm going to get your channel taken down, Kareem. That's snitching shit. And I don't like the snitching shit. That's why I don't like Mr. Skinny. Mr. Skinny is a rat. I would love to slap the shit out of Mr. Skinny. You know what I'm saying? But this dude, like I said, I let him on there, rock out, talk to him, pump him, do all type shit. He argued with somebody else and sat there and said, Kareem, I'm going to get your channel taken down. So I'm like, God damn, this meatball is sick. This meatball is a sick man. Then he come on today and make a more video. And then how I know he had it. And you know what's crazy? I felt it, but a lot of guys on my channel, said to me, yo, man, the nigga don't really fuck with you. I don't think he like you like that, but with the woo, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, he showed it. He really showed it when he did another video, because he really disrespected me, disrespect everybody on my who subscribed to me, really doing disrespectful for them. Over what? Over what? Then he said, I don't know, I control my panel. Even if that's the case, he went in and going in on me. Disrespecting me. All of my DM disrespecting me. I ain't worried about it. He's a meatball. You said that's a fire interview. Thank you. Nah, ain't no YouTube beef. Nah, it's not YouTube beef. You 100% right, Richard. You 100% right. Ain't no YouTube beef. But I'm just saying, I just want people to have a good understanding of me, of like when I'm speaking about Jeanie Bus and how it's not worth it. And a lot of people say, yeah, you say that, but if it was you, and I just showed you, I just gave an example how I am like that. I just gave a good example how it's like that. A perfect example. Because here it is, somebody talked about me, did all type of shit, and I still allowed them. So when people say, "Oh, well, you think he gonna call the Laker franchise a shit franchise? So you think she should still let him in the building?" Yeah, yeah, she should still let him. He did a lot for the franchise, and there's nothing compared to me and the Meatball. Meatball done nothing for me. We don't got no history like Jerry West and them, and I still let it like because I kind of like him. I'm like, I know he's a little sick. I know he's a little sick. I gained nothing by dealing with a person like that. Like I wouldn't even dare put myself in the space to say, "Oh, it's beef with a dude." Like he's a sick man. He's sick. I wouldn't be dare to call it beef, but I'm like, he's crazy. He's crazy. And everybody named Mothers clearly see me supporting. Behind the scenes, I used to be on DM talking to him, supporting him like crazy. So, like I said, it's Jeanie, she need to clean that up, man. If I'm Jeanie, at the end of the day, she should go to him, apologize. I apologize publicly to him, to Jerry West, and she should go to Jerry West and make things right. He's 83. 83, y'all got history. You knew somebody that long? You was 18 years old. You 60 something years old. You know this man when you 18 years old, you met him. Y'all got too much history to be going through that, man. Too much. And he done too much for the franchise. Sometimes it's best to be a bigger person and just be like, you know what? He's an older person and that's just what it is. You know what I mean? And you did disrespect him in a lot of ways. Y'all guys, funny fringe and big art. This Arthur Thomas is that's big art or this another art? I know it's a big art that used to come on my page. I don't know if that's the same person. I had a big art used to come on my page. He ain't never go out the time. Oh, that's big art. Oh, he changed. Okay. What up, big art? What's good, bro? Yeah, but yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. I know I had to vent because it really bothers me, man. Because I'm a big fan of Lakers, big fan of Jerry West, and I felt that it should have never been. It should never got to that. And I know he hurt. If I'm hurt, I know he's hurt. Because she disrespected me to have top five most important Lakers. He felt disrespect. He spoke on that too. He spoke on that, and he type he's real laid back. He spoke on that. He wasn't happy about that. He said, what's good? Let me know what I do ready for an interview like Elder. I had to get some background. It had to make some sense because I had to get some like some background. It had to be because when it just come, it won't be. See, Elder made sense for once I started learning his background, and then he he had a lot of stuff going on. But send me your some information. Like, because I can't just be, we just talk about basketball. I mean, the Lakers. If it's something that you want to, and you could want to bring, it's not an issue. Send me my thing is here, because we got to have people tune in, and I don't want this to be. I want to be some real good stuff where But here come my maybe you do have a hell of a story. I don't know. But if it's a good story, and it's something you want to share, what's my page? They could talk. We could chop it up. It's when we could definitely chop it up, and if it's something that you got going on and you want, we could do something. Manimal, you funny as hell, bro. He said Big R's AD attorney. But that's my IG, Big R. Hit me up, Big R. We can might make some sense of it. Hit me up. Like if it's something that, what I mean, it put something together. But like I said, I had some background on Elder, and I was like, wow, like he's an agent. He had like, what I mean, with the I knew he got strong in his community. No, that's Instagram. My bad. That's IG. That's ID. He had a lot, so I'm like, this would be a good story here, and a lot of people enjoyed it. And with FYF, I knew he had some stuff going on. Hey yo, y'all is funny as hell. Y'all getting that art like that, man. You said you Jeanie bus attorney? Paul, what's good, bro? You've been entertaining tonight. Yeah, but hit me up. Hit me up and hit me up, bro. Paul, you funny, bro. Paul just going at me today, boy. Paul rock with Jeanie hard. Oh, Elder, you been on here all this time? Damn, Elder, I wish you could came in and listen to this when we talk about Jeanie Bus. I'd have loved to hear your take on it. Oh, you used to live in Brooklyn? What part of Brooklyn you live in? I'm in Harlem. What part of Brooklyn you lived in? Elder, you should go back and listen to this joint when you get time. Cause this joint here, you a Laker fan like me. I'm pretty sure we probably 9 times out of 10, you probably seen the things how I seen it. But this one I really went in because it's sad. Damn, this basement cold. I don't know why the fuck I ain't down there sweating. I was sniffing. Yeah, I'm fucking sniffing, man. I should walk. I know I ain't wear a sweater or something when I'm down here. Damn, this basement cold as fuck. Damn. Yeah, but yeah, if anybody new, like, subscribe. I catch you guys. You hit the Red Rooster? Yeah, I'm in Harlem. You ain't in Harlem, Paul. Knock it out, man. I'm in Harlem. I'm in Harlem. I'm in Harlem every day. I'm by Red Rooster and all that. Pull up, Paul. Yeah, but yeah, this basement cold as shit, man. This thing cold as shit. Oh, you're in LA now. Oh, you moved 3 years ago? Okay. Big Art said he liked the interview. LD said it was fire. A lot of people like it. A lot of people really enjoyed that interview, man. A lot of people hit me up and said, yo, it was deep. A lot of people really enjoyed that. I got a hell of a good feedback from it. I definitely appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Yeah, definitely I get one of those. It's just that I be nervous with them things because we had a big fire in the Bronx uh, over a space heater. The space heater, um, like y'all can look it up. Like I think it's like 19 people died. Like 19 people died. Yeah, Corner Social. I'm in there all the time. I went live and showed that Paul. You know me, Paul. You probably know me, but you 35. You still can know me. Um, and and the space heater. They said it fell. Some shit in the fire, and like 8 or 9 kids died. It was like 19 people altogether. It was sad. It happened like 3 weeks ago in the Bronx, like 3 weeks ago. I'm trying to think. Did it happen like maybe? I think even right after Christmas. I think like the 27th of December. And so I'm like, I don't be like them space heaters. Them should be dangerous. I just come there do the videos, wash and at the barber shop around the corner in the basement. There's a barber shop around there. I cut my son hair and shit like that. Yeah, all my good spots in Harlem, Paul. I don't know. They just said I wasn't sure, but it causes a real bad fire. And the space heaters, it happens. All right, so I'll be there. My boy P Rose was good, bro. P Rose is in the building. Yeah, my battery about to go dead anyway. But I'm holler at you guys. I appreciate you guys coming through. Like and subscribe. Peace.